release of Alestral's newest set, Moonrise, is just 17 days away, leaving everybody wondering the same question. What's good now? Hello, I'm Constellation Gaming, and this is Moonrise Mayhem, where I'll be using my experience topping multiple large tournaments to give you my take on what's going to be good in the upcoming meta. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at Pulveroar Beatdown, a deck that kind of is exactly its namesake. This deck wants to turbo out the new 2-drop Lunar Celestial Pulveroar, and if we can't do that, our plan B is simply to use our big beat sticks to win the game. To start off the Elestrals, we have 2 copies of Pulveroar. A 2-drop Lunar Celestial that states this Pulveroar in hand can special ascend from your Lunar Celestial if you disenchant 1 Lunar from your field. The one thing to note about Pulveroar's ability, it does not state how he has to be enchanted, so you can misenchant him in any way you would like when you do special ascend him. In order to pair with our Pulveroar, we're playing 2 copies of Fawnlet. A 3/2 Lunar Celestial that states when you normal cast this Fawnlet, you can search your deck for an Artemis or Theraheart and add it to your hand. This Fawnlet gets +1 defense for each Lunar Spirit enchanting Artemis on the field. That does go for each Artemis on both sides of the field technically, so that is something to keep in mind when playing Fawnlet. But the reason why we play Fawnlet is due to the fact that he is able to search out Artemis and will always represent the ability to turbo into Pulveroar as long as Pulveroar is in hand. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Havocub, a 4/3 Lunar Celestial that states this Celestial's position cannot be changed. With this ability, Havocub is one of the few Elestrals in the game with the ability to play around Eddy, forcing it to at best crash with the Havocub. Not only that, but Havocub is immune to Tsunami and Altar of Stars, even without having to misenchant. Our final Lunar Celestial is 3 copies of Spectaris. Spectaris is an excellent 5-attack Celestial with its ability being able to shut down Elestrals that rely on their abilities, such as Viscerus or Galaxy. The first non-Lunar Celestial that we're playing is 3 copies of Eddy. With its ability to easily kill almost any 1-drop in the game, while also playing around every counter with the exception of Gorgon's Gaze, Edward will be relevant for days to come. Next, we have 3 copies of the best Celestial in the entire game with Astrabbit. At this point, it's kind of a joke how much I've had to say this Celestial's name. With the ability to search the top 3 cards of your deck and pick the best one for any given situation, Rabbit is the ultimate consistency piece inside of Elestrals. Next, we have 2 copy of Viscerus, an extremely strong Celestial whose ability to summon a second copy was so strong that it was limited to 2 copies in a deck. To finish off our Elestrals, we're playing 1 copy of Elechik. Elechik's ability to search out a divine rune means that Elechik can easily represent a 7 attacker the second that it comes out on the board. Before we continue the video, I do want to remind everybody that I will be giving away a Reverse Stellar Exaltus. All you have to do to enter this beautiful card is like the video and subscribe to the channel, and you will be entered. Without further ado, let's continue the video. To start off our runes, we're playing 2 copies of the new Divine Artemis. Artemis states that when you play this Artemis, you can enchant up to 3 Lunar Spirits to it. You can disenchant up to 1 Lunar Spirit to suppress target card. Not only will this have the ability to shut down Divine Runes or Stadiums, this also has the ability to shut down annoying Elestrals such as Galaxy and Viscerus. Also, along with what we talked about earlier with our Fawnlet, Artemis plus any other Lunar Celestial is essentially a free turbo out into Pulveroar. Freshly out of Limit Jail, we're playing 2 copies of Zeus. Now, at the time that I'm recording this video, Zeus is still currently limited to 1. However, when Moonrise drops, he will be legal at 3 again, and that's what I'm making this deck for, so I am including him in the deck at a 2 of. Next, we're playing one copy of Temple of the Moon. While we do have pretty good statted Elestrals, this will help to ensure that Zoo can't just run all over us. Plus, if we don't need the stat boost, we can always utilize it in another way to help us turbo out our Pulveroar. For our removal package, we'll be playing 2 copies of Cryoblast and 1 copy of Resting on Your Laurel. Cryoblast will deal with large attack Elestrals since almost every 1-drop attack Elestral has low defense. And Resting on Your Laurels is cheap removal that can be used to help you come back in a game. The last non-counter rune in the deck is 3 copies of Ambrosia. Healing will always be potent in Celestial since everything in this game takes your life to play, so therefore Ambrosia will always be a 3 of. Until a better heal card is printed, and even the creator of the game A-Drive himself has stated that he will not be printing a card stronger than Ambrosia for a while. Moving on to the counter runes, we're playing 1 copy of Dense Fog, a 1-cost lunar counter rune that states suppress all non-lunar Celestials on the field. Not only can Dense Fog be used to deal with pesky Elestral's abilities, it can also be used as a combat trick with Spectaris in order to buff its attack. So in certain situations, Dense Fog can be strong. The next counter rune we're taking a look at is 2 copies of Altar of Stars, a 1-cost Omni rune that states Nexus. If you do, you can change the position of an Elestral. So considering the fact that we're playing 5 Nexus banks, Altar of Stars should be live every single turn of the game if we so desire it. The rest of our counter rune package is pretty typical, with 2 copies of Tsunami. That's there in order to blank an entire battle phase unless they're water enchanted. 3 copies of Gorgon's Gaze. Gorgon's Gaze will say no to literally everything that an Celestial even tries to do. And 3 copies of Poison Tipped Arrow. Extremely strong removal, and the -2 attack comes in very frequently due to the fact that we have larger Elestrals, and it easily keeps them safe in that manner. For the Spirit deck, we have 1 Frost Spirit for our Cryoblast, we have 2 Earth Spirit for our Viscerus, 3 Water Spirit for our Eddy and for our Tsunami. We have 5 Thunder Spirits for our Astrabbit, our Elachik, and our Zeus, and we're playing 9 Lunar Spirits for the rest of the deck. What do you guys think of Pulveroar Beatdown? Would you play this deck? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like the video and click that subscribe button, as it does help out, and I will be posting content like this every single day until Moonrise releases. Until tomorrow, I'll see you then. Peace.